No, I genuinely love being on the show. I love you. I love this thing that we're doing.
Which part?
All of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show, the living together, the getting married.
I was gonna bring that up too. We'll talk
Okay.
about the living together a little bit
Okay.
because I have problems.
And this is the space that you felt it was appropriate to bring those problems up.
I'm totally starting this episode like that. Like I'm gonna start with your face and everything, just like over to intro music, and then hello, welcome to We Have Issues.
She was like, we obviously have some fucking issues over here.
Whoa, we can't curse within. I don't know. Maybe we're okay. Who cares? Hi, I'm Anthony,
I'm KT. Oh,
and
we're really starting this way.
that would be the best way to start. How is that not
Okay.
like the
That's
best, most effective way
hilarious.
to start this
Okay.
show? Like I am making an executive decision. That was the greatest way to start this show.
Okay. Good
And
show.
welcome to We Have Issues. It's a weekly show in which we discuss our various issues and obstacles that get in the way of our productivity while we're trying to create something in the world. Usually, I'm joined by my lifelong best friend, Stevie Wildcard, Stephen Todd, who is my other half, my best half, my better half, like my
Go on.
like,
I'll get you the shovel so you can keep digging this hole.
But Steven's my best friend. We've been working together, like doing things together and trying to make comic books and various projects since high school. And recently, we've been kind of successful, as you can see, based on these comics on the wall. We've made a series of books, and right now, our newest book, Deathless Issue 3, is live on Kickstarter. I believe there's gonna be one more day by the time you see this. But if you haven't backed our book yet, go check that out now. We
Do it.
do it,
Do it.
do it.
I bet you won't. I bet you won't. You won't do it. Reverse psychology, whatever.
I like that
Reverse
strategy. We
psychology.
haven't do that. We're gonna redo this. We're gonna redo the whole campaign.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
but this week,
Don't give him money. Don't back the
whoa,
book.
whoa, I'm scared. This is
Don't.
scaring me. Listen, do it. Okay.
Don't.
Don't hit the like button and subscribe. Do it.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Don't even look at it.
This week, I'm joined by my wonderful, incredible, fantastic fiance, KT Carlisle. So, Steven is sick this week. Unfortunately, he had a terrible allergy attack right before recording, or he just didn't feel like recording. And I mean, what's
Steven.
you guys post your conspiracies below to let us know what you really think Steven's up to. What's he is he recording a different podcast with a different best friend that he's had since high school? Is that what's going on?
I was gonna tell him to feel better too, and
Yeah.
now
What do you think's
I'm
happening?
still
What do you
gonna
think's
tell him to feel better
Okay.
because it's probably the truth.
It's probably the
Feel
truth
better,
because he doesn't
Steven.
love
Love
me.
you.
We love you so much, Steven. But on our show, it's all about the issues that we face while we're trying to make things. You're an author, you're a writer, you're a creator, you're a human person,
I'm
as far as I know.
all of those things
Uh,
for the most part.
and I know you have issues. Not that I don't want to brag, but I say like I know a bunch of your issues. I know some issues that you have. I know that I'm one of
That's
them.
true.
Because
Why not?
thank you.
You're the
But
solution.
I love you. We moved in together recently. Like
Yeah,
now we're
we
living
did.
together. We're sharing a space.
We are.
This
Look,
is
that's my chair over there. That's where I do my things that he just said.
yeah, she does things. We get together every day and kind of work in the same space doing these things. So
Yes,
like
we do.
you know a lot of my issues and I know a lot of your issues
I
like
do.
with that sort of stuff. That being said, so what were some things this week that just like got in the way of you getting as much done as you'd like?
Well, this was something that ended up being a great thing, but I was out yesterday and I was like, okay, I just need to like real quick go to the post office and zoom back home, and then I'll be able to work on my book
Mhm.
and like have some lunch
Yeah.
maybe beforehand, take a shower, be a real like person. Then while I was out, the trailer park community where I was living before I got to move in with this wonderful human.
Previously on KT's
On
life.
KT's life.
Yeah.
I was living out of a trailer.
And we met, we fell in love,
Yeah.
we moved in together and got engaged, and
Yeah.
here we are. So you went back there
So-
because they had something?
They had, yeah, because my I ordered you something.
What?
Something wonderful that you're wearing. This Power Rangers ring.
Power Rangers don't wear rings. I'm calling this off. I'm not. I'm just kidding.
I'm
No,
just kidding. It's a Wonder Twins.
it's a Wonder Twins
Yes.
ring, and I'm definitely the one that just turns into various buckets of water. Yes. Why was it always a bucket of water?
That
It
checks
doesn't
out.
make any sense.
That checks out.
Can you imagine being half of a twin, twin powers were like, yeah, what can you do? You're like, I turn into any animal and I'm amazing. I can crush walls and like
Heck
destroy enemies with
yeah.
my
I'm
fists.
a rhino,
What are you gonna do?
biatch.
I'm gonna be a puddle. Oh, like
Oh, that came in
that's
handy 0 times.
0 times.
Anyway,
Anytime they want water, they're like, yo, this is Aquaman's domain.
right?
He's the water guy. He can
Uh,
also dehydrate him,
Nobody's
like,
calling him in for favors.
right?
Nobody's like, "Hey, Aquaman, I need to like really talk to a shark right now."
No
No,
one wants him,
nobody wants
just like no
that.
one wants. Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Oh, no one
Anyway,
wants that, huh? No one
well, not
wants
the.
that.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll take the water power if it means I get to be your fiance
Aw,
because
you're
this
so
is
sweet.
so. I got this ring
Yes,
and it is wonderful. So this is I'm technically not supposed to be wearing this because we're not actually married,
right.
but it's too cool to
But
not wear because it was made using a meteorite
yep,
and the fossil of a freaking triceratops. It is,
Triceratops.
and that's what makes it a Power Rangers ring because it's triceratops,
Yes,
right? Like
exactly.
that's pretty incredible. Like it's morphin time for me.
Yeah,
I love this. It's so cool. I feel
it's
like yeah,
amazing, right?
it really
I
is.
love, I
So
love
that's
you.
I love him.
You're so sweet. But anyway, that's why I fell a little bit behind yesterday because it took me about an hour to go get that because in addition to going to get that, I obviously I'm not gonna just go and get this beautiful man the ring that I bought him and then not like do a fake proposal. Not fake, it was like totally real, but like I already said yes, so like, obviously you're gonna say yes. There's no like nerves involved with this.
That you knew of. I took a long time. You think I didn't see that ring there? I saw it. I was rethinking my whole life before I picked it up. Okay, fine. I didn't see the ring there.
All right. I went to Culver's because it was at a Culver's that we first said that we wanted to marry each other.
Okay.
And I said that I wanted a size 4 onion ring, extra crispy. And
Yep.
he got me exactly that, exactly what I wanted.
So yeah, the first place I ever technically proposed was at Culver's without a ring, and she said, "Well, just give me an onion ring, size 4 extra crispy." So when I got a engagement ring for her, I had them write onion on the inside of it, so it's technically an onion ring.
It is an onion.
Yeah. And
Extra
then
crispy.
so with this one, she delivered it and she was like, "Oh, I got us Culver's." And I was like, "Yes, Culver's."
Heck yeah.
Good. And then like I got a random text, so I'm like, nah, I'm like, what is going on? I have like an
Oh yeah,
emergency
he
on my
was super
phone. And I
distracted.
was
Lots of
very
things
distracted.
going on at the exact wrong time.
It
And
was
I'm
so
sitting
bad. I'm
there
so glad this
on
wasn't
pins
like
and
the
needles.
only like like of the two of us though, I had the better proposal. I'm just saying, like
Yeah, no, he totally did. He
I love you.
100% did.
I
I was
love
like
you.
not even a
No,
competition.
but that's only because I was so distracted because I was like, okay, well, I'll get to this Culver's in a second. Like something's going on my phone. Like
Yeah.
no one ever tech like
The world was legitimately ending inside of his phone.
ridiculous.
Very, absorbed with that.
I was.
And
So I'm
I'm
sitting
sitting there
down.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, look at the bag of onion rings. Just look inside the bag of onion rings. Will you look inside the bag of damn onion rings, Anthony? And he was like, "Ooh, those onion rings smell good." And I was like, "Yeah, you should start with those, like not subtle at all."
Yeah. And I was like, as soon as I looked up, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was
Oh
so
shit.
excited to see this thing.
It's
It's
just sitting in there.
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to summon things with it. Probably
I
dinosaurs, like dinosaur ghosts, right?
Dinosaur ghosts?
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be like a living dinosaur. It's going to be like a ghostosaurus.
Ghostosaurus. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That could be like a kid's book or something. A
ghostosaurus.
ro- is this your next Kickstarter campaign? Are we coming up with the idea right here, right now on
Yeah,
the podcast? Ghostosaurus.
just ghostosaurus.
Ghostosaurus. That's the working title. We'll
We're
come up
gonna
with the
punch
story
it up,
later. Yeah.
and the story will
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be ghost dinosaurs. You'll see. You'll see.
You're here for it. Or
So
you know what? No, you're not. Reverse psychology.
yeah, no one's here for it.
Yeah.
So okay, so aside from that, what else has been going on this week?
Oh man, what else has been going on this week? Oh, I gave myself a raise and it got
Yes,
approved today and I was very excited.
that's
There's always this like, cause like I work for myself. So technically like, I'm the one responsible for like, hey, you know what? It's time for a raise. Things are more expensive than they were 6 years ago. It's time that you treat
well,
yourself, girl.
saying that you work for yourself makes it sound like you gave yourself a raise, but like you
I
had to.
basically did, but
Okay,
like,
I feel like that undercuts what actually happened. She
I
was
did.
not panicking, but like very stressed out and very frustrated
Yes.
that the raise wasn't going to get approved, and it was a
Yes.
serious issue
Because
for
it's
a
it's
while.
that's like my biggest client.
Yeah.
And like, you run that risk of turning like, having them run away from you when you tell them, hey, things are more expensive now.
Yeah.
And so I was like sweating bullets, like, oh no, I offended them because I sent that
Yeah.
email like a month ago and they
Yes. And
didn't
so it's been a real
respond.
issue. It's not
So
just
I'm
a
just
matter of,
like,
yeah.
are they gonna like go away? Do I have to start looking for more people? What am I doing here?
Yeah. That
So,
was, it
but
was scary for
yeah,
a second. That's why I was
scary,
like,
scary, but they proved it. Everything's fine, and
that was
I'm very
awesome. So we
happy.
celebrated all
Oh
day
yeah,
because
we
that was big
celebrated.
news.
It was big
It was really
news.
cool. Yeah, so for me, it's just been still a matter of like getting used to this weird new schedule of getting up and like being able to work on stuff, and then
Yeah.
also like going to get Atlas from Taekwondo, like and like making
Yes.
all that work with the time and spending time with him and like and stressing out about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been stressing out about that a
You
little
have been
bit,
stressing out about it.
but. Yeah, well, okay, for those of you who have kids out there, like, you want to feel like you're there for them and with them. You want to take time and like meaningful time together, and
You do though.
I
You
know.
go above and beyond. And then you beat yourself up when you don't go even more above and beyond,
Well,
which
yeah,
is very adorable and endearing. But you gotta take it easy on yourself there, darling. You're doing a
yeah,
great
well,
job, and he
I
loves you.
I know he loves
He's
me, but
like
it's
he
just
is obsessed with you
yeah.
for good reason. You're the best dad ever.
But no, well, it's because I went from he would get off at like he would get off from school at like 2:30, and I'd be with him from 2:30
Yeah.
until bedtime. So 2:30 until 8,
Yeah, that's like a
and
billion hours
that's a long
in
time.
KT math.
So we would it's perfect math. And we'd spend that time together, and like now he's at martial arts until 4,
Yeah.
4:30,
He's
so
kicking
it's
ass.
oh, he's doing fantastic. He's breaking boards. He's gonna break a board with his feet next time, which I'm a little
I'm
nervous about. I'm not
really
gonna lie.
excited.
Like I'm
You're
excited. Oh,
nervous,
I
but
am.
I'm excited. I'm like, I want to see this kid crush a board
Oh, I can't wait.
and
I know he can
possibly
do
the
it.
teacher.
I can't wait. I think it's gonna be so much fun. Like the first time was so great watching him
It
like
was great. He was
like
so excited. He was
oh, he
like,
was.
this.
Yeah, oh my God. It was so good. But like it's just a matter of like I know it's good for him and I know it's good for me and it's good for all of us to
Yeah.
like have that time and do these things, but I still feel that weird like guilt from the absence, or I'm just like, I know it's silly, but it's like I was like human, thing. I'm just like I went from spending a lot of time with him to like not as much time with him. So we still have the weekends. Like this week we went to the zoo
That was so much
and that was a lot of
fun.
fun. We
It's
freaking
Zoom in a billion years, and I got to feed a giraffe for the very first time.
first time ever,
Mm-hmm.
which is it was funny because I was just like, you ever feed a giraffe and you're like, I can do that.
I had no idea that was an option. I was like, what? We're doing that. We're gonna go and feed a giraffe now.
Yeah,
So we did.
that was
Great.
fun. But I mean, so all of my issues recently have just been like struggling to do things that outside of the creative like thing,
Yeah.
just like all of my struggles about the creative stuff have thankfully dissipated because like I can work from home now,
Yeah.
thanks to you, but I get to work from home so I can like color. I've colored so much
You've
recently. I'm
done
sitting there just like
really
kicking butt
well.
at it.
Yeah.
But okay, that does bring me to the thing I want to talk about though. So we're living together.
Mm-hmm.
We've been living together for just a short time now.
Yeah.
Let's get like a little check-in.
Okay.
Like a little like Katie and Anthony checking in, living together. Like, okay. First of all,
Yeah.
stars, right? Like
Stars.
if
Star
we're
rating?
let's star rate it. Let's star rate it right away. Like let's just say like I don't know what star system we're working on, but like I assume it's
You
like
have a
a
problem with star
I'm
systems.
bad at
You're
it, but
not, yeah.
we're going straight for
We're
it
going
though.
straight for the star system.
5-star
Okay.
system. What is
Yeah.
it? 1 to
Five,
5?
5 out of 5 makes me feel like a star every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4 stars because there's
Oh, okay. Now I'm down to 0 stars and I'm moving out. Just kidding. I would never.
Wow. Okay. No, it's not. No, obviously like 5 stars, but like it's so interesting to me because like we just watched an episode of The Office where Jim and Pam are like arguing a little bit, but they're
Yes.
trying to not fight, and then they talk
Yeah.
to this guy who's like getting a divorce, and he's just like, actually, it was good when we were fighting, we were keeping it together, blah blah
Right.
blah, and like it was funny because hearing that while we're sitting there in like bed together, like at night, I was just like, we don't really fight ever. We've never fought, and I was
We
like, is
have
it?
like very minor
Yeah.
disagreements or like weirdness
Yeah.
that has been like overcome in like 5 minutes flat.
Yeah, I'm God, sorry, sushi is killing me tonight.
I'm sorry.
No, no, it was good. It was
I
worth
wanted
it.
to
It was
celebrate.
so worth it.
Okay.
No, you're totally right though. And I'll say like this is the first relationship I've ever been in where any kind of weirdness is like communicated through and solved like so easily.
Yeah.
And like, but like not just that, but like I feel like we reconnect really quickly and like it's so cool. And like I've never had that. Yeah, I don't know how you guys are out there, but like I'm real bad with that. Like once if there's like a weird disconnect or if someone says something that like really bothers me, I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'll never talk to you again. Let's just that's the end
That's
of
the
this."
Capricorn in you. I
I
know because I'm also a Capricorn, and I am also a Capricorn because we share a birthday.
yes, we have previously on Anthony and Katie's life. We were born.
It all
Uh,
started on a
it was
Friday,
a Wednesday, January 15th.
January 15th,
All right.
1993.
We get it. I'm old. By the way, so today this guy comes over, okay? We're gonna
Oh
tell
my
this story
God,
really
this
quick because this
is
is really
so
funny.
funny.
Okay, so today, KT set up this guy is to come over this whole system, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have some kind of security system for our house." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do whatever you want because I love you and I don't care." Like, what are you gonna like? It's that doesn't make a difference to me. You know? So that's true. That's just
I'm just gonna do whatever because I love
that's just
you.
what it is. It's true. Okay, if you were asking me if you're like, here's $1 million, like, what's your security system gonna be like? I'm gonna be like, I don't know, I'm not gonna get a security system. Like, I'm just like, it was never gonna happen. It was never
Oh
gonna
my
happen
God.
in my life. Like, I would never do it. But I have no judgments about it. I totally get it. I totally understand why anyone would do it or want to feel that extra sense of like safety and security. I get it. But it's just funny because like for me, I was just like, I don't ever think about that. Like, we're fine. But you set something up. You're like, oh, I care about you guys. This is my family. I want to make sure everything is nice and secure and safe, and I can always keep tabs. And it's just that extra insurance. And I appreciate it, and I love you for it. So you set up this situation, right? You talk
Yeah.
to someone on the phone slash like online or like t texting, and then on the phone, right?
No, phone first, then they
Oh,
texted me
oh,
as a
okay.
follow-up. Yeah.
Okay. So phone first, then they text you as a follow-up.
Hmm.
So they set up this situation, which seems like a fantastic deal. They're
Yeah.
like, okay, don't worry, we're just gonna tack on this extra like $25 on your rent. You're gonna get this cool home security, no out-of-pocket cost whatsoever.
Yep.
They're gonna come in, set it up. Here we go. Spoiler alert, didn't happen. Total lies.
Oh yeah.
So a man shows up like they do, and he's just, he comes in and we talk to him and he seems nice and he is, he's nice. He makes jokes about grits, several jokes about grits.
Oh, he wanted some
He wants some
grits.
grits. Like,
He
he was
was
very
really into
hungry.
the
Like he was
grits.
really in the grit bit. He was
Uh-huh.
into that grit bit like nobody's
Oh yeah.
business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so he's like trying to make bits with it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a normal person. Like I'm not trying to sell you on anything. Anyway, I have everything in my truck. So if you want anything,
Yeah.
I'll give you a deal today." And we're just like, "Oh God, this isn't great." Like, and we're both sitting there like, we just want you to set up whatever they said we can get for $25.
Yep.
And so we're both kind of like, all right, we're going through the business. You have to let them talk and let them do the thing. Well, neither of us wanted that, but we're both kind of like
You
laughing.
know.
We're both kind of like the business. But we're both kind of like looking at each other and like, okay, we're not
Mm-mm.
doing this. We're
No.
not doing like none of us. We
No
don't want any
way.
of this. So
No
anyway,
way.
not my chair,
Not
not
my
my
shit,
problem.
not my problem.
I love you. I could feel that like meeting as I come in.
Just need to say it.
So we're there and like we know this isn't happening, but we have to let him say his spiel. He
Yeah.
has to give his speech or whatever.
Yeah.
So he goes through it and he's like, then he gets to a part where he's like, okay, well it's gonna be like finance for this amount, you're gonna be paying this amount, and I saw your whole like spirit just change. You were
What?
like hell I am.
Excuse me?
Like say that again, but in English, because that was clearly some sort of demonic language. Like you
Hmm.
were possessed by some kind of greed demon, and I
Yes.
need you to speak like a human language right now.
Speak to me like a person.
And it was so fun, like just watching you like deflate. And I was like, I'm trying not to laugh because I'm just like, okay, okay, none of this is happening. Like I can just see it. I was just like, none of this. I was like, this is gonna be the most awkward situation because what other business do you go into? Like, do you have someone come to your house and you're like, look around, let's make jokes, let's make jokes, let's make jokes. Anyway, have a good day. That was fun.
Yeah,
You don't do that. Like that never
right?
happens. When do you do that? Like never. So this guy comes in, we end up going like, yeah, we're not gonna pay. There must have been some weird misunderstanding. Or and he to his credit, he's like, it sounds like you were lied to.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, it does sound like we were lied to, which means we're not doing this and we're
Hmm.
sorry.
Yeah.
And I could see like he was like his wheels start turning. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to talk to my superior and let them know. Like I can't just they can't think I'm just walking away without trying. So
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, or you could just leave. But okay, it's fine. I get it. This is weird, right? So we're like, it's early, who cares? So we're going through it and like you had to talk to someone on the phone, right? And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
basically just said the same thing, right?
Uh-huh. No, he was like trying real hard though. He's like, "Is there anything we can do?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
man. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. It was somebody else that I talked to. So like, you don't have to apologize to me or anything, but like, just get out of my house. I
Yeah.
don't want you here."
Yeah. Please never come back. So this guy, he's like, before I go, if you're ever around, like, you're living here and you start realizing I need that security. It's like if something happens and you think I could really use that security, give me a call. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
that's the most mafia nonsense I've ever heard, like
Yeah.
a random business guy say to us. Like that
Literally
was I right?
straight out of the
It
office.
was straight out of the Office episode.
I'll
I was just
have
like,
the gabagool.
I'll have the gabagool. I'll also have the gabagool. It was just so funny. I was like, is this guy literally, we're gonna have like a brick through our window and we're gonna be like, he's gonna be like, it's gonna say text that guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna
It's gonna
like
have his number
his
on
number
it.
on it.
Now I really don't want your service.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. That was whole
That
scenario was so
whole scenario
ridiculous,
was
but it was
crazy.
so funny because I was just like, listen. I wasn't I like I'm totally on board on with whatever you want to do, but I definitely don't want to do whatever this is. Like as soon as he started opening his mouth, I was like, oh God, please, please no. And I was like, we've seen 8-year-olds defend their house better than whatever
We
this is.
literally just did.
Yeah. Like for those of you who don't know, there was a movie once upon a time, came out a billion years ago called Home Alone.
Wait, what? That's what we just watched?
Okay, so we watched Home Alone recently, and I have a lot of questions about Home Alone. I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
You've seen the
Well,
movie,
well,
right? Like
questions.
you've seen that movie before.
I literally just
I
watched it
know, but I mean
again.
like prior to tonight.
Of course.
Okay, like it's a
Of
movie. It's a movie you
course.
grew up with. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is my childhood. I freaking love. Yeah. So like it was funny. I remember like as a kid, I never thought Kevin McAllister was a little jerk. Like as a kid, I was
Oh
just like,
yeah.
he's
This
cool
is
as
like,
hell.
oh
Like look at
man,
this
his
kid.
family super
His family
sucks.
sucks. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like when you watch it as an adult, you're like, he's
Wow.
a nightmare. This kid sucks.
This kid better get what's coming to him.
Yeah,
And he did.
100%. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Um,
Karma's a bitch. That's the moral of that story.
but okay, so watching it, I've had like various thoughts throughout the years, and I'm just like, and I've seen people like pitching things like, oh, he's like maybe Kevin McAllister became like became Jigsaw or something, or maybe because he
Oh
set up
yeah, all right,
traps and all that stuff,
yeah.
and like he trains bad guys not to be so bad.
Boo!
Yeah,
I don't
it's
like that theory.
yeah, no, of course not. It doesn't make any sense. But I see where people come up with that. I feel like Kevin McAllister got hit in the head when he fell climbing the shelf
Hmm.
and he went into a coma.
Hmm.
And the second half of the movie is all him in a coma.
That's fair. That makes sense.
I
It makes more
I think
sense than any of that being real.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I understand like okay, well now we see various perspectives from like the different people, but like I see various perspectives when I have dreams, and I can imagine that if
Yeah.
you're having, if you're in a coma and you're having some kind of fantasy, you would see various perspectives. But I'm just like the number of things that those that the wet slash sticky bandits live through.
Gross.
Yeah, they're wet and sticky. You're welcome, internet.
That's what she said. I have to, but I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it either.
Ugh.
I'm gonna give you a Daniel Stern talking to about that. I'm gonna no, but Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern are fantastic in
They're
that movie.
really
I'm just gonna say
amazing.
they're so good in that freaking movie. But that being said, they survive everything somehow
Oh
magically.
God, yeah,
It makes no
no.
sense. Like, and I get it. Oh, it's a madcap like zany movie somehow. Like it just like how does it how does it balance the tone so well? Like I don't understand it,
Yeah.
right? Now, okay, it's directed by the founder of our country, Christopher Columbus.
I somehow managed to swallow that. That's what she
That's what he
said.
said.
Oh my goodness. You devil. Anyway, go on.
I knew. Okay, here's the thing. That was a completely true statement, except for the founder of our country thing, although he is one of the most important figures of our country. Chris Columbus, who directed the Harry Potter movies, among like various other things.
The most beautiful man alive. God's gift to the planet. You.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say Chris Columbus. Like I have to kill him now. I'm so sorry. Oh, anyway, it was directed by Columbus. It was written by John Hughes. You know, like this movie is like it was made by the gods. Like it's
Yeah,
like it's like it
100%.
was crafted by the gods. And what's crazy about it is like watching it. Though every year I watch it, right? Every year I've
You
seen this
have
freaking
to.
movie. I
It's
love this movie,
obligatory.
but every year it's still a mystery to me. How like a movie like that, it's a kids movie, but like tonally it somehow balances this like silly and sincere, like madcap, like heightened reality with reality,
Hmm.
like perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Like in a way that doesn't feel like a
It's
Nickelodeon
yeah.
movie. It
Like
doesn't feel
it's goofy, but it's not like overly goofy. It's not
yeah.
cheesy.
But isn't it crazy that like both of the okay, both Home Alone 1 and 2 have that they both toe that line. The second one even has like we talked about like it has that scene where Marv gets like electrocuted and he
Yes.
turns into a skeleton for a
Straight up
second.
skeleton.
And like you can fit that in a movie and still like everyone's like, yeah, this is fine.
Yep.
And it's silly and we all accept it and we're all okay with it and we don't care and it somehow works. I feel like any like modern movie that tries to do anything like that fails miserably. Like I
Yeah.
can't think of one example where it's like, it really balances that tone well. Like there are a lot of movies, don't get me wrong, that are good at doing one or the other, or there are a lot of like silly movies or like, he was watching the like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie,
Yeah.
where it's like that movie is silly and it's like over the top and they know what they're doing and like there's some like touching stuff, but not really. It never really feels real.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay home the whole time. It's like it's obviously animated, like, ridiculous. Most kids movies are like that, like
Right.
the Grinch is like the Jim Carrey Grinch, for instance. It's like
Amazing.
amazing, but
Yeah.
it's a hyperbolic like craziness the whole time. It's
Elf.
like Elf.
Yeah.
Well, Elf, exactly. Like they speed up the and what's funny is Elf should be closer to Home Alone in tone. Like it feel like because it's like
Right.
realistic. It has like but it,
In some ways, it like towards the end, especially, it
yeah, oh yeah.
definitely
Towards the
is.
end, it
Yeah.
hits that home.
Yeah.
But like, and Elf's a pretty good example of something that comes close to doing both. I think
Yeah.
it kind of like crosses the line a couple times with the ridiculousness, but like not in a bad
Yeah.
way. Like I still like I love the Elf's like one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
No, not one of. It is the best.
Okay, I mean that's debatable. What do you think is the best Christmas movie of all time? If you're watching this right now and you made it this far in the episode, please comment below and let us know what the best Christmas movie is of all
And
time.
please explain in
Also,
great detail why it is Elf.
I love. Um, so Kevin, right?
Yeah.
He climbs this bookshelf. It falls on him and gets destroyed. He's not injured in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no one is.
No, no,
Like,
no,
not
no.
even
But I
Marvin
mean, like,
Harry.
no, no. But Marvin and Harry get temporarily, they get cartoonishly,
Right.
superficially injured, which is what he should have been. Like, he should have been like, oh, I have to wrap up my arms now, or like wrap up my head. Now I look like Rambo,
That's
right?
so true.
Like, think about it. Like,
Yes.
that's what it should have been. It should have. I mean,
Yes.
and I'm not saying there is no way to fix Home Alone. It's a perfect movie for what it is. It is. I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just saying, in the reality that they're presenting to us, right? He doesn't get hurt at all,
No.
right? And I get it. You
And
don't want
he
to hurt kids
should.
in a movie, but he should have been hurt when he fell off the freaking thing. Like when that crashed
Yeah,
over him,
yeah.
he should have been legitimately hurt. And I feel like showing him not hurt at all lends credibility to the fact that he's in a coma
Yeah.
and he's
It's a
dreaming all of it.
total Dorothy situation
Yeah,
where like,
100%. And then like,
she's in the middle of a tornado
yep,
and she doesn't get hurt.
yeah, his parents completely left him and abandoned him. If they're willing to do that, I find it terribly difficult to believe that they're like the type of parents who are going to fight to get home and take this like bus with John
No way.
Candy and all
Catherine
this
O'Hara
stuff.
is
Catherine
enjoying her
O'Hara
time in
was
Paris.
100% they let him die in the
Yep.
cold while
Yes.
they went to Paris.
Hmm.
And they did. And it's crazy to think about that. But what's also crazy, like separate from that, I think that's pretty much what happened in the movie is the coma situation. But It's also really funny that this movie works as a sort of like It's a Wonderful Life without your parents. Like you're just like
Yes.
because like in it, what's It's a Wonderful Life? He's like, oh man, I really do think that the world would be better without me. And they're like, let's show you how it wouldn't be better without you, you know? And he's like, oh, I sure did learn a lesson, you know?
Hmm.
But in this, he's like, what would life be like without my parents? And he's a superhero.
Yeah. He does everything amazingly.
He's
Has
he
like,
takes care of himself completely.
yeah.
He's super innovative and his ingenuity is like off the
Oh my God,
charts.
it's
Like when
insane.
he like that whole rocking around the Christmas tree part where like they're like the puppetry and everything,
Yeah.
and he fools them for a minute
And
there, you know?
obviously, I mean, the booby traps are
Oh,
phenomenal.
come on.
But he even does some adulting. He learns how to grocery shop.
Right?
He goes to church.
100%.
Like,
He's like taking care of
yeah.
business
But yeah,
every day.
yeah. He's like, okay, I'm becoming Kevin the man
That's right.
overnight. Done.
That's right. He really does. And like that's all without his parents. Like
Yeah.
it just goes to show like he's living as a child despite his parents. Like
Oh
he's
yeah.
just like because of his parents. And then like as soon as they leave, he's like, I'm a good person. I can
Yeah.
do whatever I want now.
It's like, oh, who's a little jerk now, uncle?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it. I like as a parent, I couldn't. No, now I get it. When I think it about like kids at the park and stuff, like
Yeah.
when I would take Atlas to the park, I'd be like, that kid is a fool. Oh my God, like he's a jerk. Look at that little. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna call it kid a jerk. Like unless they put their hands on a child or something,
Right?
you know. But that being said, a family member, his uncle calls him a little jerk. If my brother called my son a little
Oh
jerk,
my
the
God.
the words that my son would learn on that day.
From me. Because
And
I'd be
yeah.
throwing down.
Oh yeah, no, like just like unbelievable. But anyway, I just think there are so many interesting things about that movie, but it works so well, and it's one of my
It
favorite.
is. It's
It's
the
one of my
best.
favorite Christmas movies of all time.
It's not as good as Elf, but it's up there.
What are you excited to watch next? You have
Santa
another
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That was another one that
I love that
I've been told that they fix a couple of my issues with that movie. Last year, I think I talked about that, where it was like I don't understand where the wife goes. There's, the first Santa Claus
one.
movie,
Yes.
Santa dies, which first of all, we just like let that go. The elves, there's no mourning whatsoever. The elves are like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is the new guy. We don't care about that old guy. What?
Don't care.
What?
I guess because for them, they're hundreds of years old. They've been through this countless times.
Yeah, it's just the new dad, and when your mom just has a bunch of boyfriends, just like,
Can't
oh,
relate.
you're dad now,
Can't relate.
you're dad now, you're dad now. It's like that's what Santa is. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess this is the new beard. Like, fine.
Right?
And it's true. It's just like mom's taking care of business. The only way she knows how
Oh
is
my goodness.
getting on his North Pole.
Oh.
Okay, so Santa dies in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Like Scott Calvin's watch, like he's like, hey, you on my roof who's on Christmas, definitely Santa, like dressed as Santa. Also, by the way, with all the Santa stuff, like how did he imagine they got up there? Like, how did he think that happened? Like, he's just like, yeah, you're breaking into my house dressed as Santa. Oh, I would still be like, are you the Grinch?
Yeah.
I'd be like, are you the Grinch? The Grinch is real?
Something supernatural
Something supernatural is
is
happening.
going on here, and now I need to know what
I
it
need
is.
to know. I'm saying I'm gonna get popcorn. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna see like if he takes out one
I'm
of those
breaking a
vacuums.
lawn chair.
Oh, 100%.
Putting it on the lawn. I'm looking up at the sky.
I'm gonna take out my
figuring it out.
phone. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Oh,
on
yeah.
like,
Pictures, video.
oh my God,
whole
TMZ
package.
is gonna be paying for this. I can't wait. I'm gonna be rich. But instead of being rich, he gets like lawyered into being Santa Claus
Being Santa.
somehow.
Yes.
So like I love that movie too. And I like that they get into like the whole like belief. I always like when the like Christmas movies do that. Where they're like,
Yeah.
hey, look, it's a bit like you lose your innocence. Well, because I like that. I like the like trying to maintain the appropriate level of innocence in magic, and
Yeah.
discovering magic where you can, despite where you are in the world,
Right.
as far as maturity is concerned.
Right.
Because like that's something where it's like, people can say like, oh, the tooth fairy or blah 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 or whatever magic you want to try to like rob from children. I get it, but like at the same time, it's like there are so many various magics. Like we went to the zoo and we're just like, oh my God, and look at these freaking like insane creatures
Yeah.
like that look like we saw this bird that literally looked like Jim Henson created it,
It
and I was
was
just
so
like,
cool.
and you see it, it's just like this is like those exist in the wild like magically. Like this is like if you came from any other world, you would see a rhino and you'd be like, "This is a fantastical universe." You
Hmm.
know, like it's incredible. That's a unicorn to people.
Little
It's like
magic
magic.
here.
Yeah. So it's just like there's so much to be appreciative of, and like so many things. Like and then like little weird can like. I'm sure you all have a billion examples of this, or if, or at least a few examples that you're like, "Ooh, I don't know how to explain this," but like, you have like those weird, inexplicable coincidences and things. Like the time I
Yeah.
was literally
Yes.
like talking about you. I was driving to work and I was just like like taking a second because I do this because I'm a freaking dork. But like I do it and I was just like taking a second to just be like, I'm so freaking thankful for this. What a cool like I hate my job right now, but like I love this woman. This is so amazing. And I was saying like I was literally talking about you and you drove by. Like I was mad because I got stopped at a stop like at a stoplight. And then you drove by, like you drove by, and I was just, and I waved, and you waved,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my God,
It was so
it was
funny
so
too because
cool.
in my
I
own
want to
car,
dance.
I was also having a conversation with myself about how thankful I was to have him in my life.
Yeah.
And I just happened to look at the clock and I thought to myself, "Oh, he's probably on his way to work right now." And no sooner do I have that thought than I look up and I see that he is at the stoplight. And I was like,
It was amazing.
"I magic that. I
Yeah,
made that happen with my thoughts."
yeah. So stuff like that happens all the time, and and like whatever
Shout
you
out to
want to say.
Hogwarts. Where's my letter?
That's right. I mean, we went to Princeton. I like that's as close as we're gonna get, I think.
I feel
But
like that's true.
But but like things like that, and it's just like these odd synchronicities that we all experience all the time, and it's like fun to recognize them
Yeah.
and call them out when you can. And yeah, you can dismiss them and be as cynical as you want, but like whatever, you don't know just as well as I don't know. You know what I mean? Like but it's fun, and there is this weird magic in the inexplicable, ineffable, like big
Yeah.
everything, you know,
Mhm.
if human life. So like I like movies that explore that and say like, hey, where are you in the like human maturity like
Right.
level of like releasing or discovering your magic in various ways,
Yeah.
because it's like it's given to you as a child and you have to find it as an adult, you know?
Yeah, I like that the thought that you can reclaim that.
Yeah,
And they
it's
do a
cool.
good job of
In
that in
this,
the Santa
yeah, with the
Claus,
weenie
but
whistle and the
but they do an even better job of it in the Santa Claus 2.
yeah,
That's where the weenie whistle
yeah.
comes in,
Okay,
is the
yeah, yeah,
second
second
one.
one.
Because that's when he has all like he gives
Yeah,
all those toys back to the
yes, that's
adults at
right.
the
That was
Christmas party.
great. That's
And
great.
like the
But
fact that he's able to convince
well,
the
okay,
woman to marry him
yeah.
who is such a like Grinch.
I do love that, but like I will say like it's easy to convince someone with magic. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
always said like about vampires.
Yeah.
Like the funniest thing about vampires is you ever see a vampire movie or like show or anything where like someone holds and it happens in Fright Night where like someone holds up a cross like, oh my God, a vampire. And they hold up a cross and the vampire's like, you have to believe in it for it to work. Or like that, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, now
yeah.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you show me a vampire, I will. There is no one on earth who has more faith in that cross than I do in that moment. Like I'm like,
No
and you know
way.
what I'm saying? Like, because if you're looking physically at this supernatural monster,
Right?
right?
How
Like,
can
and you're
you
like,
possibly
yeah, yeah, yeah.
be like,
No,
well, I
now,
don't believe in Jesus
right,
though. Like,
right. Now, if he grabbed it and he was like, wrong God, and threw it, I'd be like, oh no! I was like, oh,
oh,
I'd
yeah.
be like, the movie's
Like she's
lied.
the right to life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like there's so many things. But saying like you have to believe in it for it to work. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, like I literally, if I held up a Twinkie and you said you have to believe in it for it to work, I'd be like, I worship Twinkies now because like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
If this is the thing that dispels the obvious monster in my life that wants to drain my soul, like yeah, this is my thing. This is my new cult.
This is
I'm
my
Twinkie
new
guy.
goal. I'm the
Like
Twinkie man.
I'm the Twinkie man. They
Twinkie man for
live
life.
Twinkie man for life. But yeah, no, I like that too. I like the like rediscovery of
Yeah.
various magics, and it's fun. It's fun that movies can do that, and I think
Yeah.
that Home Alone does such a good job at like making you accept a magic in the
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
and like and it's such a like it's magical realism,
Yeah.
it's
The
a
magic of comas.
the magic of comas.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we're here, we're sponsored by Magic Comas.
Yes.
Uh, something. We can't. So we watched movies. We had a good time so far. Like living together. Do you have any issues though?
Issues.
Yeah.
Um,
Like you like blanketed. You're just like, oh yeah, we're great. Which like I agree, but like
yeah.
I want to know how can I improve? What is this?
Honestly, I genuinely can't think of anything that would need improving. The only thing that I can think of that
Put
I
that
would
list away real quick.
love is for the dogs to like for
I
us
know.
to integrate.
Yeah, yeah.
We're getting there. I think
Yeah,
we're getting
it's
there.
getting a little
It's going
better.
to be
They're
it's
So,
slow.
for those of you who don't know, KT has two dogs, which means now we all have two dogs.
We all have two
Yeah,
dogs.
so we have two dogs, and Atlas is afraid of dogs,
Oh yeah.
and he always has been, and it's just the thing where it's like, oh, it was never really been an issue because why would it be? It's like being afraid of the moon, like it's like it's way over there. It's
Yeah.
funny, like well, you just don't look at it. I don't, like but
Just don't look,
it's,
keep your eyes
keep your
down,
eyes
kid.
never look up, never look up. It's he goes out once a month. He's like, it's a new moon. It's my day, my time to shine. I am the anyway.
Reverse werewolf.
Yeah. So but now we have like this constant exposure to the
Yeah.
dogs, and like it's funny how that works though, because like Blue, so we have two dogs. So one is Blue, he's like the bear dog, and one is
Yeah.
Yoda, who's like the tiny is a Yoda. He's a little
He's
guy.
handsome.
He's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So Yoda's not a problem, obviously.
No.
Blue is terrifying.
Big scary. Yeah.
He's a big scary guy. And to make matters worse is he's so loud.
He's so
He
loud.
does not try to help. Like if you're like, hey, look, he's not scary. He's so good. And then he jumps, he has red eyes, and he barks really loud. And
Yeah.
it's like, this is not great. Like, would it be, yeah. So, like, yeah,
But
so
it's
our hands
funny
are,
because I know and he knows
yeah,
it's not vicious. He's not
no.
a vicious animal. He's overexcited. He's that kind of
Yeah.
breed.
And Atlas he's scared to be jumped on. And I get it. I get
Yeah.
that's the weirdest thing is I'm like, of course I get it. He's a little guy. Blue can like jump on him and it would have hurt,
Yeah.
and it sucks. And it's
Yeah.
like, how do so we have to get Blue not to jump, and it's this whole thing, and we're trying, and it's gonna take
Yeah.
some time and some effort.
Yeah.
But like but as far as living together, like we've been making it work pretty well.
Oh my
So,
God. Yeah, I think so. It's awesome.
yeah.
And honestly, like the not integration, it doesn't even like bother me that much. I just I aspire to that.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
yeah,
I think we've been doing a good job with it because like
yeah,
the
they're
dogs basically
comfortable.
have like okay, like they basically have the whole house during the day when Atlas is at school and stuff, and then when Atlas comes home, we all spend time together in the living room. The dogs go in our room, or they go like outside
Yeah,
slash our room, depending on what they want.
right.
And like today, for instance, when you went to go eat the food, they literally went into our room and laid on the bed for a while. And I
Yeah,
was just
because
like,
they get into that habit of
yeah,
okay, I know that this is where I'm supposed to be at
yeah,
this time of day. So,
yeah, and
and
then it's
they
like,
honestly around
and I
a
come
certain time, they get tired and they're like, I kind of want to just be asleep
yeah,
for the rest of the day around 5 o'clock
yeah.
every day.
It's true. And yeah, so I mean we're making it work. And I totally understand what you mean though. And like
Yeah,
I want to do it too. And what's funny is like I sometimes I think, okay, I'm just gonna like let Yoda into Atlas's room, and like he'll play with him and stuff. But
yeah.
then I'm like, Blue will go crazy if I do that. You know what I mean? So I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
oh, maybe I can like fit and like
Well, maybe we can put Blue
Blue
outside
outside,
and
and then Blue, I
that one of us
know, I
can
know.
play or I'll play frisbee with him and you guys can be in there with Yoda and
Yeah,
we'll
that's what.
go.
So yeah, it's just a matter of like trying to navigate all of it. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a pool. It's like kiddie pool
Yeah.
situation.
No,
We got to dip our toe in the Yoda water, and
yeah.
eventually, like,
But I will say, this morning when he went to go grab Atlas went to go grab the advent calendar
yeah.
toy for them,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, are you gonna go give it to them?" I
Uh-huh.
fully expected him to say no, and he
No,
didn't. He was like, "Well, would you just make sure they don't
yeah,
run
that's true.
out?"
He was really
And
good
then
with
he
that.
I mean, he
I'll
was
tell you though,
terrified,
he
and he
was
threw it in.
my so like oh he did a good job. My like and I know you're good with them, but like they are like Blue is big, and my
Oh yeah,
my biggest fear is like, although I know nothing bad would happen, if it goes like anything that goes wrong in those moments, I'm just like, okay, this is good. Like it has the opportunity,
yeah,
like the potential to ruin everything.
yes,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
a hundred
Because like
percent.
if you're like he takes that step and he's like, all right, I'm gonna throw this in there. If Blue jumps past your leg, it's all over.
Oh yeah, it's game over.
It's
Yeah,
game over. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So I'm just like, and I watched it just like cutting the green wire in my freaking movie. I'm just like,
And it was funny because at first he did get scared
yeah,
because they charged the door because they thought they were being let out into the
yeah,
room. They thought oh, it's okay for us to be out there.
yeah,
And I like, but I put my leg out and I was like, no, 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 like you guys stay in here. And they were fine after that. And but that's what made him. He was like, oh God, no. And I was like, no, Atlas, it's fine.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're working on it, and I
Yeah.
that's a like legitimate concern. I get that.
Yeah.
My concerns are I don't know. It's not good.
Go
I know,
on.
yeah. I've been trying to think of them. Like when you were talking, I was like, okay, I gotta listen, but I also have to think of my own because I asked you, and it's only fair.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's the same thing. Honestly, like
Just
it's
yeah.
well, you know what? It's that, and like then it's not us stuff. It's just me stuff while we're together. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like stuff like I need to be exercising again.
Oh God, me
You
too.
know, like
Oh
I'm
my
like
God.
I like thankfully I'm not yet punched. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Like and but like and I know like there are people watching like oh, like world's smallest violin, but like everyone has body issues and we all have like I'm age like today the guy who came over like he was like oh are you her father and I was like that's not as funny as you think it is. You know what I mean? I was like
Not at all.
I don't find that funny. I do well because like I get it like you're younger than me and like you're beautiful but like I don't want to be made to feel like I look old. You know what I
You
mean? Like
don't.
I that's not great. That doesn't feel good. You
Yeah.
know? So I'm like
And
thanks
it's
sir.
also incorrect.
Thank you. But like, but you know what I mean? Like if someone makes a comment like that and you're like, all right, jerk, like
Yeah.
what did I
Like
do?
when people used to say that my dad looked like Steve
Steve
Buscemi
Buscemi, and there's
to
like
his face while I was around. Not a great move, jeweler at Macy's, okay? I still remember what you said, and I'm coming for you.
I still remember your name, Jeweler at
Mm,
Macy's. That was it. That was the name. Uh
her name was Jeweler. Julie the Jeweler.
Julie the oh my God.
I don't know.
Sounds like a super villain.
She is a
But
super villain. She called my dad Steve Buscemi.
okay, but isn't that like so crazy that there are some people that like it's an insult to be told that you look like them?
It's
Like, okay, I'll tell you. Like I things that I've heard in my life that hurt my feelings, but also like in hurting my feelings made me think like, oh man, I'm a bit of a jerk. You know what I mean? Like it's not fair. It's not fair to do that to me. But someone said I remember I was going through like a really rough time. Like girlfriend and I recently broke up.
Mhm.
And my friend Mike was like, "Oh, come on, let's just go out." And I was like young. I was like
Oh, I
19 or
remember
something.
this story. Yeah.
I was like maybe like 20. Like I was like early 20s. And my friend Mike was like, "Let's go out. I'll bring you. We'll go to there's like this party happening. Blah blah blah." And I was like, "I don't feel like doing anything." And he's like, "Come on, you'll feel better." So I go out, and this girl, I'm sitting there just by myself, just like minding my own business, just like not wanting to be in the world. You know that feeling. Just like I don't want to be a
Can't
person.
relate. Can't relate.
And this girl comes over to me, and she's like, "You look like McLovin." And I was like, "I don't want to be alive." Like I was just like, "Oh no, you like."
No, don't say
No, but you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things where it's like I would like to not share the planet with you.
it. Yes.
One way or another. However I can do that, I don't want to be here with you. And it sucked. And then like I remember one time I like, because okay, so I have like stubble constantly because if I shave, this grows and then like immediately. So I'm just like I just leave it, I buzz it, I leave it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I think I got used to it. This is what I look like. However, so I have this right here, just bald spot on my face, right? Just like crazy bald spot. So every once in a while, as I've been, growing facial hair as a person, every once in a while I'll like shave my face like proper,
Yeah.
right? Because people are like, oh, it'll grow back thicker if you shave and blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and like I heard
I
that,
do
so
that.
yeah, you do that too, and it
Yeah, I
works.
shave my face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And it grows. You should see it when she lets it go. It's awesome. Just straight like Ron Swanson is what it is. I was gonna say Nishi, but like it's Ron
It's
Swanson.
Ron Swanson.
But so okay, so like I shave, right? So like one day at work, I went in having just shaved my face,
Yeah.
and my coworker was like, "You look like Pee Wee Herman," and I was like, I don't want to be on the planet with you anymore. Like I was just like one of those things where I was just
What?
like, yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like, it's weird to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset that you compared me to like these people because that's such an insult to those people. But at the same time, like you said, no one wants to be compared to Steve Buscemi. You know
Yes,
what I
there are
mean? Like, I
just
don't want to be.
people that are universally recognized as being ugly. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is.
Isn't that so? It's so weird. We're so weird as people. But yeah, I don't know. But I don't like being compared to anyone though.
Yeah.
I don't. No, and I'll tell you, like, because, like, otherwise, there were those Property Brother guys, and even
Yeah.
you, like, so,
Listen. I know what's about to come out of your mouth, and
That's what
I.
she said.
That is what she said.
Okay, so I told her that previously in Anthony's life, I was at Michael's.
Gross.
Yeah, it's a terrible place. Hell. But I was there and they had these
Mike Hells.
Mike Hell's nice. They had these standees, like just cardboard cutouts of the Property
I'm
Brothers.
really glad you
And
defined standee because I had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
good,
Okay.
good, good. They had life-size cardboard cutouts of the Property Brothers. And every single day, at least two people would say, "Hey, you look like one of those Property Brothers to me." And I was like, "I don't want to be here anymore." And I'd say that to them just like that. And they would be like, "Can I have your autograph?" And I'd be like, "Yes, $30." So no, but like, so I was told I look like these Property Brothers, and like some people would be like, "Well, they're handsome guys," and I'm like, I don't want to be compared to them. Like, I don't want to look like that, Like, it's weird
Aw.
because like when I see them, I don't see. I actually have a friend who I think looks exactly like them, which is pretty
That's
funny.
funny.
But like, and then you were like, you do kind of look like them, and I was like, you're not supposed to like me.
You
So now
compliment. I don't.
now what she's saying is, now she's saying she's in love with the Property Brothers.
That is what
They're
I'm saying.
rich. They
I'm.
have property. There are two of
There are
them.
two of them.
That's you can make a perfect human centipede with them. Is that what that's about?
No. No, thank you.
So no, but so it's weird. It's weird. Like even when people think they're like the person they're comparing you to is attractive, unless it's like the like Property Brothers aren't known for being attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying they're like people don't think they're attractive. I'm saying that's not like their thing.
Yeah, their thing
If people
is
were, yeah,
properties
yeah,
and being brothers.
and you know what? Even if someone like were to compare me to someone who like is known for being attractive, but not in a way that like I want to be perceived, I still wouldn't like it. Like I don't want like if someone was like, "Oh, you remind me of Fabio," which haha, I don't obviously, but like I don't have any birds in my face in the moment.
Birds in my
Do
face.
you know that story? If you don't know that story, go Google like Fabio Gooseface or whatever, and it's so funny. It's so funny. He was hitting the face when he's on a roller coaster, and there's a picture, and it's so good. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like if if people compared you to someone like who do you look like? You don't really look like anyone. Like I mean,
I've
you
gotten
have.
Eva Green. I've gotten Ashley Simpson.
I don't.
And one bastard in high school called me Ali Sheedy, a la The Breakfast
That's
Club.
because that's only because you're like the quirky basket case one, like person. It's accurate. It's
I
accurate.
mean, it's accurate, but it's hurtful.
I think I love you. I think you kind yeah, let's see. You kind of remind me of like hmm, you're like a combination of like pretty people. Like you don't look like just one
You're so
person. You
sweet.
just look like a combination. Like you're like a mosaic of beautiful faces that I could probably piece together. Like you was like crafted, like just someone stole. Yeah, there you go. That one. That's what this. Here you go.
There's your thumbnail.
Thank you. You're so freaking cute. Anyway, but it's just funny, like, just going through that and being
Yeah,
told that you look like someone. So it's a weird situation.
it is weird.
Despite all of the nonsense. So far we're doing well living together,
Yeah,
right? Mostly.
think so.
Everything's going well. We're our distractions have been like I think they're getting better.
Yeah, they are getting better, and even when they were like pretty pervasive, like we were still getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Like I was
I
still
mean,
doing
yeah,
a lot of work on my novel. You're killing it with your coloring. Like
yeah.
that book is basically
It
done.
is. I have very little to do. So, I mean, we should say like congratulations, Stevie Wildcard and I for like a successful Kickstarter campaign because by the time the next episode comes out, it will have been way over. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm so thankful for everyone who showed up for that. And I can tell you if you've made it this far, like we are I only have I think I said 6 or 7 pages left. I
Yeah.
think it was six, but like 6 pages left to
Nuts.
color. And then I'm gonna letter it, and that only takes me about a day,
Yeah.
like in 2 days. So it's
Exciting.
really
I
exciting.
can't wait to see it
I
all.
can't wait. It's so much
It's like
fun and so
seeing
cool
it
to
behind the scenes
yeah.
is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I love getting to like peek over your shoulder at your process.
Yeah.
But I love when it all comes together. That's what she said. And I get to like see the full product.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. You do great work.
You're
Both of you
amazing.
guys. You're
Well,
amazing.
speaking of that, you've been working really hard on your new book,
I
which has
have
been coming along
been.
really well.
Thank you.
like really well. And you're over halfway done now, right?
Yes, I am.
That's so
Yeah.
exciting. So
Yeah, just like 12 chapters away from being finished.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so what's your okay, so this is the part of the show where we kind of wrap it up and we say like what we're planning on doing next. So like
Yeah.
what's your plan this week for your project?
Honestly, I would love it. I would love to get like 10,000 words in by next week. I don't know
Nice.
if I can. I really hope that I can.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I feel like I can because I'm feeling like that muse. You know that feeling where you're just like you're so in it
Yeah.
and you like
Well,
you
I'm
just
gonna
have like a
say
clear vision, like you can see the finish line
yeah.
and you're like I'm just gonna run for it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna just like everything else is secondary and I'm throwing myself into this. That's how I feel right now. I'm just like I'm ready to get it done. I'm like Jones and like
Yeah.
every part of me is like you're on fire. Just do it, woman.
Oh yeah, no, you've been kicking butt. I think like this weekend we're going to have guests,
Yeah,
so it's
it's gonna
like
be hard.
it's gonna be
My
well, no,
brother's coming
well, it's gonna be
over.
hard during the weekend, but I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you're gonna do very well, and then
Yeah,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week you're gonna do really well. So
yeah.
I think I think you'll get it done.
Shit.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna
And
totally crush the
I'm
heck
going
out.
to completely finish coloring this thing by the next episode and start working on the lettering. Hopefully, I'll just finish the whole thing. We'll see. We'll see what like how far we get.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Thank you so much for joining and like being a part of
Course.
this and talking, being
Of
silly.
being on the show.
Yeah, we're so
Yeah.
glad to have you. We tell the people where they can find your books and where they can find you and why they might want to check out your stuff.
Yes. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at KT underscore Carlisle. That is Carlisle. That is me. You can also go to katiecarlisle.com. I have a new book coming out next month called I Know What I Saw.
Yes. Oh, it's
It
so good.
is,
Okay, so she's been reading this book to me. We've been getting through it, and we're like, we're significantly through it now,
oh
enough
yeah.
to where it's like, oh, this is like, we're the stakes have been raised, and like this is interesting, and I'm freaking loving it. I'm so excited to see what happens in this thing. Like, it's sincerely the best thing I've read of yours.
Aw, thank
Yeah, and it's
you.
really cool, and
It
it's
is my favorite thing that I've ever written.
yeah. So if
It's my young adult, spooky Sasquatch, paranormal thriller, with murder mystery interlaced in between. Just go check it out. It's
yeah,
amazing. It comes out next month. If you pre-order it, you're gonna help me stay in the top 100. I've been
yes,
killing it on the rankings. I'm so excited about that. And you can always feel good knowing that all of the money that I get, all the royalties that I receive, go toward the National Domestic Violence Hotline. So go check it out if you can. It's on Amazon. You can also just go check out my website, ktcarlisle.com, and go to the I Know What I Saw page, and you'll be able to click the links there to get the
I'll
book.
put all the stuff below. Don't worry.
Do it.
Yeah. This week I'm going to work on coloring, and yeah, you can find me at the normal places on, Twitter and Blue Sky and stuff. I haven't been very active on social media lately because I'm just trying to throw myself into the book and the move and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's really one of my issues that I have to talk about soon. Is just like it's weird for me to be back in like the social media void,
Yeah.
you know? Because I was used to the void for a long, long time, and then like as I like made my way out of it, I was like, oh my gosh, people are actually paying attention to my tweets and like, oh, this is like benefiting us in our books. And and now it's like our views have like dropped significantly and
Yeah.
it's so weird and it's discouraging
Social media is weird like that. I just passed 5,000 followers, which was like really exciting for
yeah,
me, but like even then, like I ebb and flow out of it.
yeah.
Like
It's
some posts
really
do really, really
strange.
well, and then
Yeah.
other posts do really, really poorly, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really understand how this is. It's all like a crapshoot, so just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Exactly.
Something's gonna stick soon.
Yeah. That's pretty much, I mean, I just have like a spaghetti bazooka that I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like enacting or
Writing this down, Christmas ideas.
that's right.
Yeah.
But no, it's true though. Like, well, like after this Kickstarter, I'm gonna like be more active on social media
Yeah.
while also because I'm not gonna have to color, so I'll be able to be like, oh, in the middle of my writing, I'll have ideas, and so and
Right.
that's usually like all the stuff when I'll post the most is when I'm like writing and I'm actively like, using my brain.
Yeah.
Like coloring, I like to like absorb things.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do. I have like I've been watching a lot of stand-up comedy and just like
Yes.
various movies and like I that's what I like. I like books, music and stand-up comedy like when I'm coloring. So that's what I do and then I'll like, my output will happen afterward. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what we're doing this week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for participating in this. We really appreciate having you as part of our colony. I know It's been a weird time, so we really do appreciate all of you who've made it this far in the episode or watched any of it at all. If you skipped ahead and this is the first part you're seeing, hi, hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And then every
What?
yeah. Yeah, things change. We're married now. Anyway, I we love you all. We're so thankful for you. And make sure you check out KT's books. All links are below, and we'll see you next week when hopefully Steven's back and we can get back to talking about our ridiculous issues because I have things I want to complain about. Anyway, I don't. I don't. That's my issue is I'm fresh out of issues. I'm just kidding. I have so many
My
issues.
issue is I need to change the name of my podcast.
Yeah. Oh God. Anyway, we love you and we're thankful for you. Until next time, we'll see you. I'm Anthony,
I'm KT Carlisle.
and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Ba 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 boom. Ba 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 boom. Boom. You gotta say to that, Steven.
You're so cute. Okay, okay, okay. How do I stop this thing? Ah! Oh, I wasn't recording.